All in.
And Foxen just simplifies things by jamming, making the other players make the decisions. And with Samao in the big blind, that seems to be a great play. And Samao finds a real hand here. Ace-Jack of spades.
Here we go.
The Brazilian will be very happy to see that. Yep, makes the call. All right, Foxen. Not really with a misstep. Sometimes you're just going to run into it. Understandable shove here from her. Samao, however, finding a real hand. Awaiting the flop here. Samao, a 69% favorite to get a double up of his own. So far, double ups going around the table. Let's see if he can find one. Ace 8-4, Foxen in the lead. Backdoor spades are possible for Samao, but things are not looking good for him.
You can't give the man two bad beats.
No,
you can't. Like,
this is not fair. Poor guy. Turn card is the deuce of spades, and there it is.
Just what the viewers at home wanted.
that's right.
That is
I don't know if
correct.
it's what Chrissy wanted, but
Too many outs, also an option. Samao looking for a spade, a jack, or an 8 to survive, or else he will be our 6th place finisher. And it is the jack of diamonds.
I don't mind losing that one.
Man,
Roller
lucky,
coaster
huh?
for Samao. All right, Seward finds ace-jack of clubs. Under the gun. 13 bigs. Oh. The majority of chips making their way to the center of the table. Oh, wow. And action falls to Foxen in the small blind, and it looks as though the Fox and the Panther might get into a big confrontation here.
All in.
All in.
And Foxen with the jam.
Oh.
Seward's going to call it off in hopes for perhaps a pair of 10s, but Foxen showing ace-king, having him dominated.
the big stacks always get the good hands. I don't know why.
Ace Jack suited seems like a pretty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like yeah.
Moreno taking this one up with the poker gods, as Foxen already with the chip lead picks up one of the biggest hands in poker, as Nicholas Seward's tournament life is on the line here. And 6-5-4 has Seward hoping
Awesome.
for a
Thanks
chop.
Appreciate it. 7.
He calls for it. A 7 would make things
I
interesting.
prefer chop over jack.
4, 5, or 6.
Yeah.
Jack still out there for
Yeah,
Seward.
what do you want, a 7 or a 6, 5, or 4? You have to choose now.
Oh, wow,
What do you
yeah.
match?
5.
Okay. Good choice. More outs.
Lots of backdoor chops available here to Seward, who would love to stay in this event and get his money back. And the 8 of spades on the turn
Well, you
gives
asked for the
him
5.
at least 4 more cards to stay
Look at
alive.
the gutter. That's, you know.
Lovely side-by-side here of the 2 players involved. River card is the deuce of diamonds, and that'll do it. Nicholas Seward eliminated in 6th place.
200,000.
Foxen again raising, this time at King 8. Song picking up the type of hands to fight back with. Probably also keenly aware of the shorter stacks, Moreno and Samao. But he's going to take a flop out of position, excuse me, yeah, out of position here.
Yeah, I think calling is just fine here.
What's that?
I mean, it can get a little dicey if you have to play out of position against Kristen Foxen. You know, of course, she's very good. She has a lot of chips here. And now things flip, because this could be troublesome for Foxen. Both players connecting with top pair. Seems like the type of texture, king high, that Foxen's going to want to continue with, being the pre-flop raiser. Backdoor diamonds as well. Okay, she looks to check back. Little control there.
3 of clubs on the turn. Is the check back there often because you aren't too happy with the 8, or because you might think, I'm never going to get 3 streets of value from king 8, so I might as well play some pot control?
I think a little bit of both. You know, that 8 isn't. I mean, it's a decent kicker, but I don't think if he has a king, he's got worse kickers in his range. Therefore, you're going to be able to get 3 streets here. Probably not with this type of hand. I mean, unless you were to bet flop and it comes diamond, diamond, and you back into a flush, then things could change, yes. Now I think once she gets the double check out of Song, she's going to feel pretty good about her hand, and then if you're Song, that's kind of exactly what you want, you know? From Song, I mean, I would say he probably feels pretty good because he would lean that Kristen would be betting the king jack, king 10s, ace kings of the world on this type of flop.
Song again comes with the call, and the
Oh,
8 of spades
wow.
on the river. Foxen improves, and will we see a large bet now? How will Foxen interpret the range of Song? And does this warrant going with a more polarizing approach?
I think she can get kind of greedy.
10 seconds.
And here comes 1.1 million into 1.4. Song doing some math, figuring out how much he has left here. Now, with Song under-repping his hand, does that sort of force him to make this call?
Call.
Does make the call. He's going to see the bad news.
10 seconds.
Very little emotion shown by Song.
I think he's probably money front of mind, and then
2 million.
points as a byproduct there. Foxen just puts it in, and look at that. The double could be coming because ace-king finds itself into Moreno's hands.
Moreno finally with the playable one.
Can I get the call, please?
And Samao doing some accounting here.
So Foxen just jammed here on the button as the big chip leader. Moreno called all in. And Samao slides all of his time extensions
Should've used
forward,
my
which
hand.
tells us he might be thinking about this one for a little while.
He may have more.
Yeah,
A lot of
he
time
does have
banks.
more.
Do you think this is a real decision that Samao has to make here?
Yeah, I mean, I think Kristen could just be ripping it in there with, you know, so many hands.
Set 750,
Time
right?
extension.
Total.
Yeah, I think I have the exactly stack that is interesting to go. Okay.
If only there were bounties.
Exciting.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
All in.
Oh, and he does make the call.
Take 2 times.
Samao all in with ace-9. Moreno with ace-king, looking to triple up.
3 times 3.
And Foxen
Would be cool.
trying to reduce his field in quite a drastic fashion here.
Yeah, these 3 hold, and we're 3-handed.
All right. A little sip of the water there.
Okay.
Know who you guys are rooting for.
That's Foxen.
Who are you rooting for?
Come on, Jeremy.
The thing with rooting,
You have the power here.
it doesn't do anything.
You don't
If
think
you realize that, I don't think about it anymore. Well, I do, but then I tell myself that, so that's what I've been telling myself. You know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I root for.
Foxen looking for low cards. Let's see the
Everyone's
flop.
my friend here.
7-4-7. Some counterfeit potential here with a pair on board. Foxen holding the small pair. But unless Samao and Moreno improve, they will be headed towards the rail.
How about 7-7?
Turn card is the 4 of diamonds, and that will counterfeit Foxen. who now needs a 3 and a 3 only.
I was thinking 5 for the turn. 3 is.
4 of the 7 make it. You know.
Oh, that's true. That would be very fair.
I was surprised.
Yeah,
you
that was
didn't
saying
say
a 7.
Yeah.
Right. Seven.
Yeah.
Nobody gets hurt.
7.
All right, nobody gets hurt. We're gonna pause it here. Let's
7-4.
divvy it up.
Be
at-
nice. Don't take my money.
I'm not sure if this is what I was rooting for.
Right,
No,
it's not about to chop
definitely
this.
not.
Oh, 9 on the river.
He was not being greedy.
And Moreno with a gut punch as Samau hits
Confident,
the
confident
9.
there.
Don't want to leave anyone out. Foxen with a raise here. Ace jack off for her. Folds over to Osmus with ace 4 suited. Might he attack? This is the chip leader. At least going to peel this. But it looks like more.
2.5 million.
Ace 4 suited into the middle here for Foxen. Oh, excuse me, for
I
Osmus.
don't think I'm folding. I'm just checking.
Oh, Foxen already getting a little bit ahead of herself here. Basically announcing that she probably won't fold. And there we
Wait.
go, all in.
You are,
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
shit.
yeah.
Wow.
Whatever you guys
I'm
want
such
to
an
do.
idiot.
Oh, the classic leave
I
one
mean,
chip behind and
all
cause
You see, did you guys
endless
see each other's
chaos.
cards?
I didn't see yours.
I saw one, I
She
think.
saw it's awkward.
I saw like a. I actually don't even know exactly what it was. But
I'm not gonna.
so
Whatever
so
you
it
guys
is a
want.
call.
Maybe
How
it's
much is that? Sorry.
2.5 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my bad. I
Donnie,
remember those
stop
Yeah,
with
I'm
this
sorry.
nonsense.
I was like thinking about other
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
Well,
like,
it's
Donnie
Jeremy's
said,
fault.
Don't do this.
Yes.
Just go all in. Well, this gives me time to tell everyone to please like this video because we still have action pending. Queen 9-8 Rainbow. Osmus with 25K left behind. Both players checking here. 8 of diamonds on the turn.
Check.
Nothing much there for either player. 10 on the river gives Foxen a straight. This will surely spell the end for Jeremy Foxen unless, of course, he folds for an extra 25K. There we go.
200,000.
Foxen bets enough to put Osmus all in. He's got one single chip left.
I mean, how do you fold, but how are you
call?
good?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, you know.
You are chopping against a7. No, not even. What am I saying? She has a straight. Yeah, this is very dire.
Well, not with ace 7. Ace jack, she's straight.
Yeah, well, I was trying to think of a hand that Foxen could have.
I mean, the other, like, an ace 5 suit, like similar
Right,
stuff like
exactly,
that.
the same hand, basically. And Osmus tosses it away.
It's like, it can't be good. Yeah.
King 5 of hearts for Foxen.
All in.
The inevitable keeps on happening as she's shoved. And Samau finds ace jack, which also seems like an inevitability that he's going to go for this one.
Yeah, gotta play this one.
He's going to make the call. Song gladly gets out of the way, and Joao Samau now hoping for the the first of many double ups here.
Oh, you're due for a
we
suck
did.
elf.
Right?
Yeah. Let's see.
Samau 60-40 to survive. Has Foxen lost a hand yet?
Well, she doubled up Song? Was it Song?
Yeah,
earlier?
the 5 in
Doubled-
the
she
window,
doubled
too.
someone.
Well, she's about to double up Samau. Jack 5-3, 2 clubs. Samau top pair, top kicker. Foxen looking for a king or a 5 to get us down to heads up play. Let's see the turn card. It's the 8 of diamonds. Foxen still looking for a king or a 5. If not, Samau will be up to 3.7 million and able to give her some more resistance. river card is the 7 of clubs.
What do I owe ya?
Somehow gets the double up.
10 seconds. Call option.
Foxen's going to limp in.
Raise to 700.
Somehow taking his turn to raise. And Foxen, after limping, calling the raise with 9-7. Wow. 7-3-4. Foxen takes control, flopping a pair of 7s. If we're somehow here,
Check.
do we generally like slowing down after 3-betting?
I mean, I think on this type of texture, it's probably going to connect a lot with Foxen. I don't think he's really going to achieve getting any better hands to fold.
That's 550.
I mean, unless he just thinks he's going to just unload the clip, but and that's hard to do, of course.
10 seconds. That was wrong. Wrong button. Time extension.
Somehow reaching for chips. And look at this. He's going to check raise.
Okay.
1.7.
Put yourself into Foxen's shoes, Donnie. How does this look? How does this feel?
It feels like a spot he's trying to lower the SPR. You know, if you 3-bet a hand like,
10
I mean,
seconds.
let's say any sort of overpair to that board, and then you bet, is she going to then call in position and kind of put you in really tough spots on future streets? So maybe the best line is just to come with a check raise should she bet. If it goes check, check, it's really not the end of the world. It's kind of the same like if you bet and she calls type of situation. So I think that's at least what he's trying to represent here. Now, of course, we can see he's got just ace high. So,
Well, we've got a whopping 5 million chips in the middle going to the turn. The turn is the 8 of clubs.
I mean, I still think this board favors Foxen's range versus Samau's.
Now, given the stack to pot ratio, will Samau be tempted here to just jam? Or is that not telling a compelling story?
I mean, if he did have an overpair, I think that's what you would do. You might check raise and then just go for the jam here on the turn. I think now he probably realizes, okay, I took my shot. This isn't a good turn card for me, so let's just shut this down and, you know, get to the next hand.
Action now on Foxen, who has
10 seconds.
basically a pot-sized bet left behind. She'd love to probably take her 7 to showdown,
Check, check.
and she does decide to check back. Big river card coming up, and the board pairs with the 8, a third hard hits. Action back on Samau. Giving up here would mean surrendering that 5 million chip pot. Does the 10 of hearts come into play here in Samau's thought process? And he moves all in. Samau jams. And if Foxen pulls the trigger here,
Yeah. Thank you.
this thing is over. Kristen Foxen, a four-letter word away from taking this thing down.
I think when she checks back flop, Samau is probably viewing this as she probably had some sort of one pair type of hand. I think the 10 of hearts specifically, because with the way that this played out on the earlier streets, she might have some of those more like middling flushes, you know, like the 10-9 of hearts, like, you know, Jack 10 of hearts, stuff like that, right?
Foxen.
She looks like in her head she's thinking call. That said, it's easier said than done, of course.
And you got to find the bluffs. You got to tell yourself the story. What is Samau trying to do here with that flop check raise and the river shove? And she makes the call. It is all over. Kristen Foxen makes a $90,000 call on the river to end this tournament as she has Zhao Samau covered. Terrific display of poker by Kristen Foxen, who wins this tournament in back-to-back years and becomes the leader in the race for the PGT Player of the Year.